This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Granger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
This is a podcast from Minute Media.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Oh man, it's been a while since we recorded a victory podcast.
Ooh, since Tampa.
How crazy is that? Feel like the Titanic meme. It's been 84 years since we recorded. But we are coming to you. We are recording a victory podcast after the Saints earlier today beat the New York Jets in a man. I like watching football. I like watching most football, but this was a little rough watch, bro.
Oh, I watched for a while, boy. I was like, man, these teams are even. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, Alan tweeted it's like watching the Saints playing the Saints.
Yeah, that was perfect, bro.
Absolutely perfect. The Saints were able to, you know, I feel like we were sometimes a little negative, a little harsh on the team. So let's give them credit. They won. It was great having AK back, seeing him be, just seeing him be healthy and just being his generational self was good to see. Sean, running the ball. The defense didn't allow the Jets to score a touchdown all game, so he put 9 points up by virtue of field goals. Strong special teams. It was just overall just a good team win, right? Good team win. They are now 6-7. They're like in a 5-way tie with 4 other teams in the NFC, like kind of tied for like that last playoff spot. It's just weird. With this win, they dropped from having the 10th overall pick in the draft to now potentially, or either right now, as it stands right now, they have the 13th overall pick in the draft. And they got a huge game next week, bro. Tampa Bay got a huge game. They match up well with Tampa Bay, but we're not talking about Tampa Bay yet. We're gonna just focus on this game. What were your thoughts watching the game?
Nothing crazy. If the game went as it had to go for them to win, and that's just been the story of the season, the game's got to play out a certain way for this team to win, especially with Taysom Hill at quarterback now. And, he brings something to the table. You got to give him credit, man. He runs the ball well. He's not a great thrower of the ball, but he makes some throws, some nice throws when needed be. But look, this team is not built for the pass right now. So it's mostly schemed up stuff, screens to Nick Vannett, and it's all gimmicky stuff, and that's just what we are right now. You know what I'm saying? But Taysom brings that physical element to the offense. It's not pretty. It's not going to light up the scoreboard, but it's what Sean Payton wants to do: is control the ball, dominate time possession, be physical up front, and just eventually wear the team down to the point where you got a lopsided score at the end. Like if you just looked at the score, you'd be like, "Damn, the Saints just dominated the Jets." But if you watch about the first 2 quarters, it was frustrating as hell. It was like, why are we 3-3 right now?
Bro, I was like, these niggas ain't like when they scored the 3 points. Like I didn't think they was gonna score any more points other than those three, bro. Like it
I'm
was
telling you.
looking rough, and shout out to Sean Payton for being creative, but like part of me was frustrated watching this game because, and it seemed like it got better in the second half. With his throws, I don't know if his finger felt better or what, or maybe they just injected that bitch in some. I don't know. But that first half, like I tweeted, I said, "Why is Taysom starting today?
Yeah.
Why?" I didn't understand.
A bum foot, a bum finger. Ugh.
I didn't understand it. And then one of the Saints beat reporters tried to like get at me. He's just like, well, blah blah. Like it's he can't throw, but like the recipe is this was during the game, so they hadn't won the game.
Yeah.
The recipe is like winning, and I'm just like, if your statement is that the quarterback can't throw, like I don't want to know what the like. That's a huge mistake. They won, and Taysom played better in the second half. It seemed like he got his rhythm and whatever. But that first, like when he had that like, what was it, 10 plus, 15 plus yard loss on just the ball slipping out, I was like, what are we doing?
What is going on here?
And can I just say this real quick? Taysom it wasn't a great game at all. Like he did good with his legs, but passing it wasn't great. But he looked drastically better than Zach Wilson, bro. Let's talk about that. He is not good.
That is just to see. Like I think this was probably my first time watching like a whole Zach Wilson game. Like just sitting and watching. And really, what troubles you is like real simple stuff. He was like, damn, bro. Like
he makes it look hard.
I was like, damn. Like he still has like a nice arm and all that, but it's like, man, he needs a hard reset. Like. He needs to be benched, honestly. Like, he should be benched. Yes. He shouldn't be playing right now. And he should be in quarterback school, like just learning the fundamentals of the position, how to take a, 3-step drop, 5-step drop, like quarterback 101, manager situations, all the different downs, what you look for, like just real basic stuff, man, because he doesn't seem ready to me, And that's okay. Like, it's, like we in the league now where every quarterback has to come out and start like day one, and I don't think that's just reality for every quarterback.
It's not, man. It's not. It's not.
But some is just like, man, you need to sit. But then you got to look at also the organization, the support system he has, who's coaching them and all that shit. It's like, oh my god, this is like I just couldn't be a Jets fan. It's just so frustrating, bro. It's like,
bruh. Oh. Couldn't do it.
Sam Darnold all over again. It's like the same things I'm saying right now about Wilson. The same thing we're saying for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Sam gave a little more glimmers of hope, but like,
right? When you feel like he was like, damn, okay, Darnold, let you get a little team around him, he gonna ball.
But when Zach Wilson like skipped that like swing route, I was like.
Damn, he got to learn throwing. He got to learn how to throw again, like
It was it was good having CD Deuce back. Good having 2 firsts back.
It's good to see the defense. The defense is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the opponent or where they at, when they play up to their game, it's just a good solid defense. No, it's not the 85 Bears, not the best defense ever, nothing, but it's just a good. Solid, defense, especially in the back end, especially in the secondary. When those dudes together, they're gonna ball.
Yeah. Marshawn and Lattimore had a good game. Man, I tweeted it earlier. Like you gotta pay Marcus. You gotta pay Marcus Williams, man. Like
yeah, bro. He just erases shit back then, bro. And even posting a Debo, bro. Like he has his ups and downs.
He had a good game today.
But it's like, man, I was just watching him. Like, man, this dude, a 3rd round pick, just starting out there. It's starting all year. Like, and I don't feel like panic. Like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, Debo gonna get abused out there. It's like he's a fine quarterback. It's not like I'm not saying he's like the greatest cornerback ever, but he's a good, fine starting cornerback that you don't feel is like a huge issue out there.
Yeah, he's not.
That's huge. To get that in the third, like it's hard finding cornerbacks, man. It's hard. Like Saints fans should know, before 2017, Corey White, what was the third round pick in 2011? I can't remember his name.
2011.
Yeah, the 2011 draft. We drafted two players in the third round, right?
It wasn't Stanley Jean, was it?
No. We drafted we had the big linebacker, the Lincoln linebacker, and somebody else. It might have not been the third round. It could have been later. I can't remember.
But just to your point, especially
I don't remember his name.
It's just so hard to find a corner. And as I kind of said, like Stanley Jean Baptiste has just shown that he's not a liability. Or not, sorry, fucking tossing the beat. Ooh, boy, it's been a long day. It's been a long week for me, bro. Paulson Debo has just shown that he's not a liability in coverage. What I will say, and I know they were down a lot of edge rushers, defensive ends in this game. There's no Cam Jordan. I get that, but they weren't really generating any pass rush.
Oh no.
The Jets offensive line, though, and I was like,
the whispering, bro, it was bad. Like to me, like the pressure up front was just
not existent.
Like it looks slow. It just looks so slow. There's no speed to the quarterback. Davenport, he made like a couple plays here and there, but he was mostly nullified, in my opinion. On your mind or where you at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. Like, to me, that's the issue. Like, not we're not going to talk about next week yet, but
bro, we got to talk about it. But it was the first thing I thought about. I was like, if this is the pass rush that we like, you can kiss beating Tampa Bay, bro.
They're gonna light that ass up
real quick. Yeah, it was start. So a lot of the defensive success today was because of the secondary play. And I'll be honest, man, we got a lot of help from Zach Wilson, bro.
Yeah, Zach Wilson just not being good. It's the Jets, man. Like you just, you don't take too much from it. They needed a win. Saints needed a win. They could have. Aaron lost the game, very much so.
They could have.
But they just did what they had to do. Getting AK back. You could make the argument if AK wasn't back, they probably would have lost this game. Like just what he does, man, it just changes everything, bro. Like just even if he's not getting the ball, like they had two players assigned to him at all times in the passing game. Like, and he's just so and then, just him getting the ball. And it was nice to see Taysom Hill target AK because, that was kind of a storyline last year when Taysom started. So, and honestly, he just ain't really got no other choice right now. It's like, who else you gonna target? And Taysom spread the ball a little bit. You got a little Nick Vannett action. You got a little.
Nick Vannett's been showing up week after week, and I'm not trying to say Nick Vannett's going to be a world beater at tight end, but he has looked more comfortable and more as a competent tight end one than Finding Nemo did when he was playing.
Right, I call him like a poor man's Mark Andrews, like very poor man's, very poor man's.
That's Skid Row Mark Andrews right there.
But I'm just saying, as far as like his role in his offense, he could be just that safety valve, just like Mark Andrews is for Lamar Jackson. But obviously not the stud Mark Andrews is. But he's a big play. He blocks well. He's not a burner or nothing. But he big dude. Once he get the moving ball, them cornerbacks like I don't know if I want to tackle this. Business decisions start popping up, you know what I'm saying? So, they just trying to find what they can. You got Easop Winston out there. Barkenneth Stills back.
And which is poverty. And I tweeted it, a few minutes ago, whatever, and I said, we couldn't claim Bashan Perryman. If we couldn't claim him, like the Bears cut him, just outright cut him, and we have like the worst receivers in the league. And you telling me that they couldn't put a waiver claim in for Bashan Perriman? It just like
I understand it.
I know they won today, Ryan. I know they won, and I'm not trying to take away from the win because it feels good for them to win. And I will say this: even as I was watching the game, I know it would have been better draft wise if they would have lost, but like I couldn't bring myself to root against them. I can't. It's easier to do it in theory or on a podcast.
Then they actually do it. Yeah.
But once the game starts, man, it's like I just couldn't do it. But stuff like that, I'm just like, he just catches a 50+ yard catch and run touchdown win for the Bucks. He was just out there, bro, just in the open. Just could have just waiver claim. No, your receivers are bad. No, they bad. Couldn't do that.
The Bucks, man, the Bucks.
the Bucks. And I've started a little game. I might make it a drinking game. During games, if you see Cesar Ruiz come on a pool, and when he comes around that pool and he does not lay a hand on anyone and just misses the block, it's a shot, bro.
Boy, you gonna be drunk.
It's a shot, bro. I saw it at least two times a day.
Man, he just be out there vibing, bro. Like, shit. I'm just doing what the coaches tell me to do. Yeah.
It is infuriating to watch him play. Like, and I know we've been on Pete's ass for the longest time since he was drafted. He was never. I mean, maybe at the beginning, but like this, like Ruiz to me is worse than Pete. Like,
yeah,
it's not even.
I have no problem saying that. Pete is annoying because he just has these he's like the offensive line versions of Marcus Williams sometimes, where he just does shit like fucking idiot. Like, what's. But it also like Pete, like you get Pete on the move, boy. It's like, woo. Pete big ass be out there, boy.
Yeah, he'll pancake someone on a pull block.
Yeah, he ready to get busy.
But Reese, like, man,
I haven't seen nothing from Reese where I'm like, yeah, it's like I haven't seen nothing from Reese where I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Just nothing, man. I know it's offensive line, but still, it's like, man, show me something.
Doing, calisthenics out there, bro. Get paid calisthenics.
Yeah.
I mean, so I believe there's 5 games left, right? It's just the Bucks game. Bucks, Dolphins, maybe 4. Bucks, Dolphins, Falcons, Panthers. So maybe just 4. Or maybe I'm forgetting the team. They sit right now 6-7. Do they get to 9 and 10 wins? I don't know, man.
I don't see it, bro.
I don't see it, bro. I can't. It's hard, bro.
I'm wondering. I'm just struggling. I mean, I know he's probably not going to do it, but do you play T. Dot next week?
Nah, they're not.
You know, it's not going to happen. I know, but it's like, okay, when you look at the Bucks' weakness, you know,
it's not their run defense, and
it's not the run.
You read my mind, bro. It was like there's no way this game plan that worked against the Jets would work against Tampa Bay. There's just no. You have to throw the ball against them to win. And
look, T-Dot, he came in, kind of in the second quarter, kind of caught, that pixie dust. New quarterback comes in, it's hard to replicate that like he did, in the last game. But it's just weird. I'm trying to think offensively how this team. I know we'll get to that. We'll get to the Bucks game. We'll get to that. I'm not.
Yeah, we'll save it for the preview pod. We'll save it for the preview pod. The Saints won. They're 6-7. Right now I'm watching the Bears currently having like a 6.
Man, who is this Grant kid, man? Grant Senior.
Jakeem Grant. That was like Patrick Mahomes' only like reliable.
Oh, him, yeah.
NFL ops or NFL type of player.
He went to the Dolphins, didn't he?
he was drafted by the Dolphins, and then they gave him an extension, and then they traded him to. They gave him an extension last season, and I believe he got hurt in training camp, and then at some point during this season they traded him to the Bears. Like it's just funny because it's like, oh, explosion. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like. Cool. Like I saw him make that punt return, and I was like, oh, all right. I will say that the throw that Aaron Rodgers made, kind of before the half to Devontae Adams was just absolutely fine.
Shit, that's just
he's ridiculous, man.
Just does those 2-3 things a game, man. It's just like, damn it.
And I'm glad it's our pod, so I can say this. This entire it is past now, but those couple of weeks were all of NFL media, Twitter, whatever, was shitting all over the Chiefs and like just burying them. It was just so annoying, bro. It was just.
I mean, it just kind of knew how the story would go. So it was just
like when you have a quarterback at that, I mean. Oh, apparently I was muted. First, their defense should get a lot of credit because their defense has been playing outstanding.
Yeah.
But when you have a quarterback that's that good, at some point, it more than often than not, it's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. And now they are like what, the number 2 seed in the AFC or some ridiculous shit like that. Like it doesn't make any sense. Also, I feel like we'd be remiss, and I know it's a Saints podcast, to not talk about the Urban Meyer situation in Jacksonville, bro.
Oh man. Sitting there calling this coaches losers. Fucking losers. And Mike Florio, he just pointed out, like, Urban Meyer has like a staff that hates him because all of this stuff that's coming out every week,
bro.
It's like, what the fuck do you do?
And even Jay Glazer said it during like the show this morning. Like the cause aren't looking to make any moves. Like, bro, if the coaching staff hates him and the players hate him, at some point, like you just can't have him on the team anymore.
Right. It's like,
you gotta go.
What are we doing here? Like, Shaq Khan just gotta look in the mirror and say, I goofed. You know what I'm saying? Eat the money. You're gonna have to eat the money. It's gonna hurt. But man, this product y'all putting out is garbage. This is like, garbage.
Do you know how bad you have to be to take Trevor Lawrence and make him like not fun?
No, a boy that ain't done nothing but win all his life. Nothing but win. Been the best athlete on the field every week he's been there. And he's garbage. I mean, he's looking like Blake, what's the quarterback name? Blake Bortles. That ain't Blake Bortles, the kid drafted before him, 2011.
Oh, Blaine Gabbert?
Blaine Gabbert. We got him looking like Gabbert out there. It's Gabbert's on. Like, his stat-wise, it's not looking good.
Super Bowl winning champion, Blaine Gabbert?
You heard me? But I'm saying you run a number 1 overall pick, a consensus number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, one of the best quarterback prospects since like Andrew Luck.
Yeah, no unquestioned quarterback pick. And you're ruining them. You're not giving them you're not even able to evaluate them right now. You know what I'm saying? Like the new coach that comes in can't even really evaluate what he's seeing.
You gotta get him out. You gotta get him out, bro. Like,
I remember Mike Lombardi, I think he talked about it, like, I don't know if it was in the off season or whatever, but he talked about, like, Urban Meyer, even though he like knows a lot of people in the NFL, he doesn't really know a lot of people. Like, coaches have the coaches they bring in, the assistant coaches, they have their little scheme ideas and this and that. Urban Meyer doesn't have none of that. His whole thing has been like culture builder.
Yep.
Like what? Like what? Like, okay, maybe that works with 17, 18, 19-year-olds, but these grown men making millions of dollars, man.
Yeah.
Like, they want you to come in and coach them and be like, okay, how do we win this game? Like,
I will say this though, if Jacksonville did get rid of Urban Meyer, which they should, if they don't, they're doing their fans and their players a disservice. You would think it would still be an attractive job for any coach that want to go there.
Absolutely.
Because in theory you have one of the biggest questions of the equation already figured out. You just got to figure everything else out.
You just got to figure everything else out. Build around them. They got cap space. Yes, you're going to have to overpay players to come and all that stuff. But I don't think they have a real GM right now. Because they let Urban Meyer be the grocery shopper. So it's like you could bring in your own GM. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really make something happen if you know what you're doing.
Anything else in the league or what have you kind of caught your eye?
Man, I'm just tired of Tom Brady, bro. And you know what? It's like I say this because I know a lot of people are, but I've never been that guy. Like I always just kind of, be like, look, man, the man's the GOAT, man. Let him ball. Like MJ, during the Bulls era. It's just like you can't hate on him. But now it's just like I'm tired, bro. I just don't want to see it no more. Like I don't. It's not even fun. Like it's just like, bro, like what more do you want, man? Like he's gonna end this season with about 45, probably 50 touchdowns.
That's insane, bro.
It's insane. Like it just makes no sense. And it's like, okay, like you great, you were the greatest. You were the greatest. You're the GOAT. Not even by error. You're the GOAT, greatest quarterback of all time. Just leave us alone, bro. Just go ahead. Just go somewhere, dog. I'm just tired of it, man. Like, yes, right. Get it. You just took all Bree's little records, man. Every little record he had.
Every one of them, bro. Like Debo coming.
Like Debo, completion percentage, completions, touchdown yards. You name it, bro. Like, ain't nothing left. Like, just cool, man. Damn.
You know what would have been even more fucked up if he passed all of Breeze's records if he was a Saint?
Breeze would not have liked that, bro.
No, he would have hated it. I just want to quickly talk about just being a Raiders fan for a second, bro. Man, you start the season, you undefeated, sky high. You feeling top of the world.
Derek Carr playing the best of his,
MVP,
best football ever.
MVP talk for Derek Carr. Henry Ruggs making plays. He's blossoming. John Gruden's calling some good games. Then it's just Gruden fired. Henry Ruggs released, arrested, going to prison. He'll play in the NFL again at some point. Let me just put that out here. I know how this game works. We got Micah Parsons, who's probably going to end up being maybe defensive player of the year. He was out here.
A whole SVU case. You remember that episode, bro? They probably had a couple episodes like that.
I do. If you talk about the older one, yeah. Was it a frat house? Am I tripping?
They could have been a frat house episode, but I remember one. It was it was either a football team or a basketball team.
Yeah, you're right. It was a basketball team.
And it was
it was a hockey team.
Yeah. It was a situation just like that, man. I'm like, let's do the whole SVU case.
I'm about to call up Olivia Benson, bro.
Olivia would not stand for this at all.
Send her to Jerry's World. It's all about, how good are you? Because what he makes a play today, strip sack, at least like he's play wise on the field. He's been unreal. Right? Could potentially win Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie, bro. As a rookie.
Cowboys be drafting, bro. I give them that, bro. Jared Jones and Steven Jones, whoever doing the call, they be making some picks now. I'll give them that.
They don't
give a shit about personality. They don't give a shit.
No. You did what? Oh, can you play football though?
You looking at charges? Oh shit, we good then.
I mean, who Lyle Collins signed with them after he was questioned.
Right. Murder. They're talking about murder. That was like, shit. Is there any evidence?
Can he block though? We can laugh and joke about it, but it is one of the things. Oh, that's a strip sack. It is one of the things that bugs me most about the NFL, and I'm not going to sit like on a pedestal and be like, and because obviously like we still watch it, but I do enjoy that we have a podcast to talk about these things because like most places just they don't talk about it. It just does not happen.
State-run media, bro.
Yep. So I'm glad we have this podcast to bring these things up. But I was just going back to just the whole thing, just being a Raiders fan. Oh, what? And just that feeling of being like, you know what? We could finally make it to we can make it to playoffs this year. Bob, we can do some noise, blah, blah. And it just comes crashing down. Also, if you're the Raiders, why are you jumping on the Chiefs logo? Why?
Oh my God. When I saw that, I was just like, oh, Jesus.
There's another team I wanted to briefly talk to you about, and this slipped my mind. I can't think who they are right now.
The Cam Newton getting benched?
What is going on in Carolina?
I don't know.
Because he's not even benched. It's like, oh, we want him to, like, we put PJ Walker in because he knows the 2-minute offense better. What?
PJ Walker?
What? That's just a whole dysfunctional, like, either play Cam or bench him, play PJ Walker. I don't know. Like, it's just weird. It's weird. And it goes to the point where, going back to the little thing we were just talking about, like, you know, teams not caring. Can almost guarantee you, I don't know if it's going to happen, but this offseason, best believe David Tepper going to try to get Deshaun Watson.
Oh, yeah.
Best believe that. Just quickly, it could all turn in the NFL. And so something, as I was watching the Jets game, that hit me was as bad, and it hasn't been, I mean, it's been pretty bad. As bad as the season has been as a Saints fan, in theory, I'm like, shit, we not the Jets, we not the Jags.
Man.
Like, because that is a level of poverty. Like, I don't even know how those teams still have fans, bro. Like,
oh man, I was looking at Jet Stadium. I'm like, wow, like y'all really come out here to watch this?
Like risking the Marion variant to watch Zach Wilson.
Marion out here is cold. Got to pay about $400 to get in, $100 to park.
Oh, for a Jets game? Oh no, brother. You could go to a Jets game for like $19. Come on, bro. Yeah, I took a peek because Joey, longtime listener, well, you know, he lives in Pennsylvania. He was thinking about going, and I looked up just to see what tickets were. $15-$20, bro.
Giving them away here, like, yeah,
I think I saw like the cheapest ticket was like $9 to go to an NFL game.
That's unreal, bro. It's unreal, man.
It's like the same price for like Washington football team tickets, bro.
It's like Pelicans games.
Yeah, exactly. Man, the Pelicans came to LA to play the Clippers, and I was going to go to a game because Julio brought it to my attention. Game tickets were $5, bro. Go to Staples and watch Clippers. Watch Clippers.
I used to love it, man. Back in the New Orleans Hornet days, man. And shoot, Shaq would come to town or something, man. Tickets like $12. Nice seats too, you know. Just watching Shaq, not even worried about the Hornets.
Yeah, shit. I don't worry about anything else. Shit, I'm here to watch like a star, and that
Shaq dog in the building.
Yeah. So anyway, we're rambling at this point. We're gonna wrap it up, but Sean Payton got some, he coached a pretty good game today. There's some things I was just like, what are you doing? Like when they had like that 4th and 2 or whatever, and they fake going for it, they're trying to draw them off sides. And then he took the penalty. And I was like, have you not seen our kickers all season?
Hey, kicker was kicking today, though.
He was. But I was just like, can you just take a timeout and just not?
No, I think Sean has this thing like he's gonna get a kick at some point. Like he just has to see it. It's like, bro, I don't care what the distance is, man. It is a 50-50 proposition every time, bro.
Bro, he came on to kick a 37-yard field goal, and you know how it goes to like the camera angle where it's behind the net or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, for whatever reason, that 37-yard field goal looked like it was about 50 yards, and I was like, are we sure this is a 37-yard field goal? It felt like it looked like it was like a 50-yard field goal. Maybe that's because I've just been nervous with them kicking field goals all season. Also, just real quick, just looking at the quick draft order, the fact that one, the Jags had the first overall pick last season, and now as of right now, they have the second overall pick this season.
Wow.
And you got your quarterback, bruh.
Wow.
That is insane.
That's insane, bro.
That's insane. And then also as of right now, speaking of New York teams, this would be interesting. Obviously it probably won't hold. As of right now, the Jets pick 4th, the Giants pick 5th, the Giants pick 6th, and the Jets pick 7th from the Seattle pick.
Wow.
So Jets, Giants, Jets.
That's crazy. So they're gonna fuck it up though. Bet that. Bet that shit.
It's like a foregone conclusion. But here's the thing, and this is what's going to be super interesting about this draft. So just looking at the teams, if let's say Detroit, Jacksonville stay at 1 and 2. Detroit doesn't have a quarterback, but I would expect them to draft the hometown kid. Go with Hutchinson from Michigan. Jacksonville would then go Thibodeau, Oregon. 2 edge rushers go 1 and 2. I just looking at the board.
Like, where does the quarterback go?
I don't know where they go, Ryan. I really don't. It's Houston. Like, is Houston gonna reach for a quarterback that early at 3? Like, I don't think so. And then the Jets got their quarterback. The Giants ain't gonna let Daniel Jones go until the end of time. So then it picks up around division rivals. Carolina at 8. If they don't make a move for Deshaun Watson, and the Falcons at 9.
I think if the Saints do fall in love with it, like obviously the Giants and the Jets are going to be on speed dial.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are going to be the teams you're going to, yep. They're going to want to move down at some point anyway. If one of their picks, they're going to want to move down. So that's going to be like the big focus of the draft. Like,
yep.
First, who's the quarterbacks? Who are the top 2, 3 quarterbacks?
Just from what I've seen, Matt Corral or the Corral, whatever, quarterback Mississippi Ole Miss, Kenny Pickett, Pitt, and maybe the quarterback from Liberty. I don't know. But those are like the 2 if you're just paying attention.
Yeah. So we'll see, bro.
And then the question becomes at 13, hypothetically, what would it cost to move from 13 to 5 or move from 13 to 6?
It'd be less than the Russell Wilson trade. I'd say that much.
It'd be less. It would be less. One, it would be less than the Russell Wilson trade, and in theory, it should be less than what the Bears traded to move up for Justin Fields. So they moved from like in the 20s to like 11 or something like that. And that was a future first, and maybe other things that I'm forgetting, but it was for sure a future first.
And here's the thing, man. Like when you make those trades, like a quarterback, and your quarterback isn't dumpster fire, nobody give a shit. Like no Bears fan right now is like, oh man, no first round pick. And it's not because not like Justin Fields has been like this perfect quarterback, but it's like, we got something to believe in. We got something that's like, there's some hope here.
Which is crazy too, because it's a great point, because right now the Bears would have been picking number 6.
Right. Yeah, sure would have. And who knows who knows if they would have liked these prospects coming out,
Right.
And you got to compare them to Justin Fields, And to me, I haven't looked at any of the prospects. I have no opinion, but Justin Fields was it's a real good prospect. You know what I'm saying?
He was. I mean, I know we both didn't love him as like draft Twitter loved him.
I didn't either, but just as a prospect, like.
But compared to like this quarterback class, he would have been over like the if question. Justin. I almost said if Justin Fields was in this draft, Detroit would have drafted him number 1 overall, but they already passed on him, so I don't know, bro.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know, bro. But still a lot to go. Still a lot to figure out, sort out in the NFL. But just if you leave this podcast, as this podcast ends, leave it knowing that the Saints won, and they ended the longest losing streak in Sean Payton's coaching tenure.
Yes.
And
it's a good thing, man.
It is, because
like I said in the Discord, like, losing streaks get ugly internally, boy. Like you start losing 6-7 games in a row, then you start getting infighting, coaches talking to the media, players talking to the media, anonymous sources.
Look, we just talked about the Jags, bro.
Sean Payton trade to Cowboys, like it just starts getting just real stressful and ugly and nasty. You know what I'm saying? So I said I wanted to lose, but man, losing to the Jets would have been bad, right. Boy. That would have been bad.
That'd been dark. Dark.
Some dog shit.
But they didn't. They won. Big game against Tampa Bay next Sunday. And I don't know, man. They could beat. Something they could beat the Bucs somehow. Don't know.
Because we've seen it, bro. We've seen it.
I just feel like they can beat them. That said, we'll talk about that. We're going to preview it on the preview pod. Thank everyone for all support. We appreciate it as always. I haven't done the raffle to see who's won the free tumbler, but I am going to do that probably this evening, announce it on the Saints Twitter account, and then ship it out sometime next week. So thank everyone for your support. If you're not a Patreon yet, become a Patreon. We'll be back for the preview pod this upcoming week. With that, we're out.
Peace.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.